And we are back. Hello. How are you doing?
Hello, Sally. Yes, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I'm a bit annoyed that we have sunshine outside and I can't enjoy it, but
we do as well. We have a beautiful spring morning, 16 degrees, which is for the UK fantastic. And yeah, she seems ashamed to be here. And we got some regulars. Hi, Tobias.
Yeah. Good to see you,
our
man.
friendly Austrian who's living in Sweden.
Yeah.
Good to see you back. For hopefully we're coming up towards the end of it. Anyway, Sally.
Yeah.
We are close. We're getting close. For people who have just joined, maybe the first time, Sally and me have been working through 10 previous episodes on Fullstack for Noobs, where we are building a full game from scratch. And this is something that we're going to be using at AWS booths at events that we support this year. For those of you who might have attended an AWS booth last year, you would have seen the Amazon Q Developer Challenge. Well, we are taking that to the next level, and it's now the Kiro Developer Quest or something like that. Anyway, we don't know the name, right?
Yeah.
But we took all the feedback from what we did last year, and we're implementing a new, better version. So it supports multiple languages. It's more strategy and game based. And in the first few episodes, Sally, we kind of like focused on the front end and actually what we're building. The last 3 or 4 episodes, we've been focusing on the back end. And we left it last episode where we had just gone through the evaluation logic. So when questions are submitted, how does the back end evaluate that? And we were specifically looking at and focusing on the code evaluation. So Python, TypeScript and Java being the 3 languages we want to support out of the bat, right? And Python and JavaScript, no problem, right?
Easy,
right? It was just Java. But I do want to kind of bring us back to that. So I'm just going to share my screen. And let's have a look. Where is it? Is it this one here? No. I want to share my Kiro screen actually. So you can probably see my Kiro screen. I think let's get rid of those distractions. Now where we left it last on the end of the last episode was we couldn't get the Java question to successfully complete, right? And so what I did is I just asked Kiro, how would you with the, because obviously everything's API available, so Kiro can use those APIs, right? How would you submit a successful response? And the way that the evaluation logic for Java works, is it wraps it around a function effectively. So effectively, the way it works, I think it's up here, is this is the evaluator logic that's basically hard coded, right? And then what's the backend does is it injects your code, whatever code the player is putting into this, right? And so this is how so whatever code you create. So in the first 2, it's always result equals, right? But obviously in this one, it's slightly different. And so when you do that, and you submit code for the question we had like this, it actually works, right? And just to show you this, I'm going to show you it working on the example here. So we can see here, this was the question, write a Java solve method that takes JSON inputs we can't actually see the full thing there, which is a shame.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the question. Input string contains 2 numbers and parses them. So what I did is I actually just copied and pasted that code there, and as you can see, it submitted it correct. Okay, so it does work. So the Java resolving logic works. It's just, it means that what we're gonna have to do is, we've configured the game so that it's got help, right? So what we'll need to do is, for Java, we'll just need to explain that for Java coding you need to submit the code in this format, right? And it should be okay then. So I just wanted to share that we did get it working. The only other thing though, Sally, is that actually I'll go through this one again. Let's save this and try and okay. So I'm going to answer this question from scratch. Okay, from when I submit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's about 6 seconds, right?
Oh, man.
Because obviously we discussed this last time, right? Java has to compile the code in the container, and then if you do it on something like this, let's refresh this page. So this is the Python one.
I don't see it right now.
Oh, you don't see it? Oh, okay, sorry. Yes, okay. Do you know why? It's because I need to go here and select. So the result here. So result equals S1 minus S2. So 6 seconds for Java. 1, 2, 3. So it's 3. So it's like twice as long, right? And I'm not sure how we're going to get around that problem, right? Because that's just the nature of the beast, right? We don't really want to run the evaluator in the same thread because that's not safe. So anyway, so that's where we got to last time. And so really, what we decided is that we'd done enough of the back end, and now it was time to bring everything together, right? So I think that's pretty much where we are.
Here's what we are going to do. We will I will check out your code, I will bring it to my machine, and the next thing that we will do is to just give the backend definition directly, the Swagger documentation, and tell Kiro to build it. And once it builds it, then we will see how it works, how it can actually communicate directly. So let me prepare everything here.
So what I should do whilst you're preparing that, okay, one thing that maybe I've made the assumption the Swagger file is correct, okay. Do we want to maybe ask Hero to validate and check that the Swagger file matches the APIs? It should do, but just before you start, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe I'm being overly cautious.
No, I would say let's keep it as it is. Let's use it as it is, because I really don't want to prolong this. Let's see how this works first.
Yeah, okay. Go for it. I like your style.
Yeah, you know me. I do YOLO. I have nothing to lose.
No.
So I will just open up the project. Kira Coding Quest game project. Yes. All right. So let me share my screen. Share screen. Yeah, let's share the full window. Entire screen. What could go wrong, right? All right, so we are here, and what we are going to do next is let's make this bigger and full screen and so on and so forth. The first thing that we will do is to actually bring in the project. You shared the project with me, and
so what I did, folks, is I put a Git repo. Which Sally's going to probably you'll see in a minute. So all the code, exactly the code that I have, is in this repo. Nothing more, nothing less since the last episode. We, because Sally and me, we're being very good, even though it's hard. We're not touching the code in between episodes. Yeah.
So here's what I plan to do. Right now we're in the front end project. So what I will do is I will just give the link and tell that there's a backend project, bring that and connect the backend and front end. I don't know if it's going to
simple
work.
As that. You're gonna basically just go full on. Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
I have never tried this. But only because I'm. So yeah, okay.
Yeah, I will just one thing that I will do though before we move forward, like I will actually do something even crazier and like think as if this is monorepo. So we will have. Let me open the project. So
So
right,
the bootstrap for this project at the moment is the run command, but that's okay because it should, in theory, just call the app
yeah.
PYY. So I think that'll be okay.
So
So
the
this is super interesting.
Mhm.
I didn't
transformer.
realize you were gonna go hardcore into this.
Yeah, like why not, man? Why not? We
Well, absolutely,
you only live
absolutely.
once,
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so we have like let me make it one tiny smaller. Yeah, no, bigger. Yeah. So here's the thing. Right now, only thing that I would say is in the game project folder, we build a game front end. At the repository, we have a backend project. As I talk with you more, as I work with you more, I actually have tendency to create markdown files than writing things to chat.
I do it only because that way, I find if I need to go back to it or refine it. I mean, although
Yeah.
to be fair,
Yeah.
remember Kiro does have a history, right? At the top right, you
Yeah.
can see that, and if you use the up and down arrows, you can record the previous prompt, so you can edit it that way. So
Yeah.
it's not that you can't not do it in the actual tool itself, right? But for me, I just like to have these things in a way that's more
Yeah.
easily shareable. And I'm increasingly seeing these as actually artifacts that that go together with your your PRDs and your
Yeah.
ARDs and all those other kind of like artifacts that you create to support the understanding of why the code exists, right? Not just the code itself.
Yeah. It is also very, I would say, human readable. So that's
Yeah,
why.
yeah, yeah.
But anyway, let's go with this. So, in the repository, we have a backend project. I want you to check, clone the repository, get the Swagger file from it, and update the front end so it would work with the backend. For now, you can assume that we will run the backend locally.
Yep.
So
Okay. So Sally, what container runtime do you run on your machine?
I have just, what do you mean? Like I have Docker?
So yeah, so remember, the backend currently requires Docker for evaluation. Or so actually, that's a good question. So
Yeah,
let me have a look at the code, the
but I don't
evaluation.
have Finch, but I have Docker, so I think it
Yeah,
should
so
be fine.
in theory it should work, but we just need to make sure. Let's have a look, because there's a bunch of scripts. There's like the scripts such as the sandbox scripts, the init, the build images. So the build images currently are hard coded to Finch, but that's okay. That's easy to change. So what we can do is, and the runner
Yeah,
code should work. So look, the runner code. So the runner is actually Finch as well. So
yeah,
there are some things we'll need to change for Docker, but it will work 100% with Docker.
yeah,
It's just a case of search and replace, right? So that's what we're going to need to do. We're going to need to search and replace
yeah,
the references to Finch, but maybe we can do that as I would tend not to do that as part of the same prompt.
yeah.
Um,
Look, I will do something crazy.
I think what I would say, Sally, what might
Yeah,
work better is
yeah,
if you clone the project locally,
yeah.
and then we get Kiro to make those changes first, so we can test it running on your machine first, just to make sure that the actual backend is working on your machine. Then we're gonna get remove one less variable.
Here's what I was planning to do. I was going to do this, but let Kiro do it. Like I was going to create a task and say that the backend project now relies on Finch. Change every, sorry, the first task is actually clone the backend repository. Right. The second one is the backend project now, not now, relies on Finch. Change every Finch reference to use Docker properly.
Yep.
and run or compile. Let's say run the backend to make sure the project can be compiled successfully.
Do you have UV installed on your machine? Do you have, because obviously, right? So if you've got which as long as you got UV, that's all you need really, and you got Python, so it should in theory work. Okay, I think I mean the evaluation will only fail. So the Finch thing is not a critical dependency because that only is used during the you actually there's a script as well though. There's a script called build images which effectively will uses a bunch of Docker files, so it will build 3 container images as well on your machine, so that's fine. But that so yes, let's see how Kiro handles it. I think
I mean, I think it can do it. Come on,
of course it can. Absolutely,
we have to believe.
Totally. I mean, I have no doubt it will actually complete these.
The tasks and move them to completed when they are.
So I mean, it's interesting that we're using the IDE for this. I would typically use CLI, and CLI generates to-do files, a to-do list. It's a first-class primitive that allows then Kiro CLI to actually then manage the completion of a specific task or to-do list, right? So we can't do that at the moment, I don't think, in Kiro IDE, but it's something you can do in Kiro CLI.
I think we can. I think we can do it if we want to, but let's go with this one.
Totally. Let's stick with what we got at the moment.
Get this Swagger file from backend and update backend and use it to update the front end project.
So interestingly, we don't actually have the Swagger as a YAML file, right? It's only via API doc / API doc. So effectively, what we're going to have to tell it is to access the API via / API docs.
/ API docs endpoint.
Yes.
And I think with this very simple 4 tasks, it should be able to do it,
Okay.
And let's see. Like, I'm just winging here. I don't know what's going to happen. And
okay, well, we shall see.
Yeah. I'm very curious on.
So it's interesting that you've got when you start Kiro, you've got within your directory structure, you've got a subfolder for your game project, right? Is that something that is like what you would expect in a full stack? A full stack would have basically the root folder as just the main kind of container, and then all the other components like front end, back end, whatever else will be their own self-contained directories. Is that considered a good practice?
This is more like I have the monorepo set up and everything is in one place so everyone can have access to it, kind of thing. Right. So every iteration of what we have is going to rely on each other. It's not like a front end and back end kind of situation, but it's like we have a project that I think should rely on each other in the same, let's say, Git mechanism. So that's why I keep them in the same project name, which is Kiro Coding Quest. And we have some like monorepo setup. We could also use these as like set these things up as submodules to work with different Git history and so on. But right now it's just everything is in one place, so I can easily access it.
So I think it's completed the task. I think it looks like your task is. So let's have a look. I've completed. So now I've completed the picture. Let me start executing the tasks. First, let me update tasks to mask 1 complete. Then, replace all Finch references with doc in the back end. I need to change. Oh, good. So it's got the 2 files, right, which is correct.
Yeah.
That is good, right? Yeah. Let me verify no Finch. Or Finch.
Yeah. No Finch.
I love Finch because I've been using it for 2 years, ever since I had to remove Docker Desktop from my machine, which I loved. I love that. Don't get me wrong; it's a great tool. So okay, so what's okay? Oh, I've got your you're committing to your local your Git. Actually, that's interesting. Okay, so how does that work? Because you've cloned a repo, right? So rather than doing Git submodule, it's actually you're adding a repo to your own right. That how does that work?
So this is how, like so here's how it works from the perspective of the project. We have two different Git repositories because we didn't set things up properly. We have one for game project, the other one for game engine.
Yeah, exactly. That's what so every time one's made, every time the first one's changed, then it's so. I think what we're saying is that the comments you're getting about Git comments are for your project, not for my one. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. Because I can't also push it to that as well because I don't have the rights. Yeah, it is for me and for my history directly.
Okay, look, we're getting somewhere. It's actually okay. So it's actually trying to get the Swagger file now.
Yeah. So app created successfully. All right.
The backend compiles, the app factory works. Let me verify.
Yeah.
Okay, this is all good stuff. It needs to run a command.
Yeah, all modules imported successfully. I think we are moving forward. I think it's good.
I think so. Okay, now this big one, right? Yeah. So now it's whether it's actually going to run.
Python won't work. The Python 3 is the one.
You could have edited. Yeah. You don't have an alias, and I have an alias in my shell. Oh, it worked.
Oh, okay. Maybe I changed. I don't know. Nowadays, my memory is the.
So it's running as a background process. So again, Kiro tells you when something's running as a background process, right? So you can now access it locally on your browser. So in theory, you should be able to test it. Okay, server's running. Let me see if I can fetch the Swagger file. Oh, look, it's got it. Temp swagger.json.
Yeah, it's actually pulling everything. Yeah.
Yes. Look at this.
Nice.
This is why Swagger is so awesome when it comes to joining backends and front ends, right?
Yeah, I think I love everything with proper definition for backend and front end. And by the way, someone just commented, I think we should also address it really quickly. So you guys make project completely by AI? Yes.
Yeah, so we have been doing that, correct.
So
it's hard, isn't it? It's hard. Yeah. It's hard to fight the temptation to go in and edit the code, but we've been so far. We have been doing this. Oh, so look, it's actually okay. So what's it doing? It's actually updating some of the actual front end code now as well.
Yeah, because I told it to. Because I told it.
So can you scroll up the actual chat interface? What? Because it's actually says right. Okay, now I've completed plan API integration. Create API service module that talks to backend.
Yeah.
So one thing we didn't talk about. Okay, I know that we put it in the prompt for the backend. Okay, and this is basically authentication, right, around the front end to the back end and implementing anti-cheat mechanisms, right? So it's going to be interesting to see how that bit works, right? Because we did ask that, and again, it's not something that we've focused on in so far in detail, but let's see how that. Keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
Update game page. This is looking interesting.
Yeah, it actually removes every mock data because I just say connect it to the front end, and I also mentioned that you can assume we will run the backend locally.
Yeah.
So I think it would be cool. So one thing to mention for people I think So Hype or some people who are joining for the first time, we started this 11 episodes ago, and we are slowly giving actually every steps and so on to answer your question. What is our work then if AI making everything? Right now, we're just building through AI, but everything that we have done, we are in the driver's seat. We are deciding. We had in the episodes, if you watch the on-demand videos, you will see so many problems that also it caused that we had to fix.
Yes.
And we didn't start off as build me this game. We have started in multiple layers of complexity until we got what we wanted. So AI-driven software development is part of our lives now. So this is what it's going on. We are doing the most basic one of it, which is the vibe coding part of it. And how we did was we were constantly discussing on how we can make this work, answer each other questions when we have, and just move forward with it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. I think this doesn't take away anything from how we need to solve the problems. All it does is it means the bit in between the code writing is just now invisible. Well, not visible, but basically much quicker, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I would say, Sally, that we are still
Yeah.
doing development, right?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
we're still doing development because we are in control. We are in complete control.
Yeah.
And I think if you go back to previous episodes, you'll see exactly what Sally says, right?
Yeah.
We encountered both in the front end and the back end so many problems,
Yeah.
and it required us to then make the judgment calls to steer it in the right direction. So
yeah, in multiple levels, seriously, it took some tasks like simple pixel iterations took so much work that we had to actually bring in sometimes even our drawings and so on. So
oh
but
yes,
then
lots of drawings.
yeah,
Your hexagon shape will
exactly,
always
my amazing
say,
drawings, you know.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, look, just reading as this is going back, it's actually quite impressive that
Yeah.
it is actually going through the Swagger
Yeah.
and actually mapping or attempting to map everything to the right construct in the front end, right? So it's done so far. It's done a pretty good job. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like I'm hopeful. You know, I mean, it'd be interesting if it does it one shot, right? If it does it and it works everything great, then I mean, I don't expect it to, but you know, I think it will be amazing if it does, right? But it's
I'm
certainly.
very curious. I have to
Oh, hang
say.
on, we got. It didn't build.
Yeah, but it's normal. That's why I have the steering file, right? In my
Yeah.
like in I say make sure you do the npm run build, and that
Yes,
saves a lot of time. Like that really
it
saves a lot of
it
time.
does. Yeah, I think actually it's interesting that you've got it in a steering file.
Yeah.
I personally, I would put that in an agent hook,
Yeah.
right? Because if you think about it, right, if you put it in a steering file, it's not guaranteed to run. It's only if the LLM remembers. Whereas if you do an agent hook, say for example at the end of the turn, then it will always run. Okay, and so there's something to think about. You know, and quite often running things like your test suite or you know the Vite run dev run command, or even if you've got your own linters or style checking tools, you can run those as part of your agent hook, and then you know it's always going to run. Okay.
Yeah. There's a nice question. I think you and I can and should answer, and I think this could be a nice answer for many people as well. The question is, okay, so should I learn development like the MERN stack? MERN stack is basically a full stack approach like Mongo, Express, React, Node. I think, as I said today, my memory is not the best.
Yep.
And or like, should I just give prompt AI writing everything? The answer is yes. You should learn development, because if you don't know what you're doing, in my opinion, this first I will answer, then I will give the word to Ricardo.
Yeah, no, I'm with you 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, MERN. It used to be mean, didn't it? It used to be back in my day, mean. No, was it mean? It was mean, wasn't it? Yeah. And then before that, you had LAMP. So LAMP, mean, MERN, whatever stack, right? You're currently being taught. I think as long as they're teaching you the right building blocks, the actual implementation, whether it's Express or something else, whether it's React versus Angular versus something else, right? I think they're just implementations. I think you still, when you learn those, you're still mapping those to problems that you solve, right? So I think you still absolutely should learn. In fact, actually, I think that AI coding assistants actually help you learn these things, right? My own, I'm currently going through the Fast AI training, which is quite old. So I think from 3 or 4 years old, right? And because of that, what happens is a lot of the content is actually no longer works. So what I'm doing is I'm using AI to say, look, this isn't working. What does it do, and how can I get it working? And I'm actually learning probably way more with the help of the AI coding system, because I don't need a teacher anymore, right? And I think teachers are essential. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying we don't want teachers. My wife's a teacher.
As a bookworm, also it's hard.
It's like a teaching support, right? So it means that you've always got someone that you can ask a question. So I think absolutely make sure you learn the kind of the core, right? That's still going to be important. I don't think that's ever going away, right? At least not in the short term.
Yeah, I think so too.
But good question. Good question.
Yeah. So we are done. A lot of things have been implemented, and I see we have some problems, but let's see the problems when we run them.
What problems? Where do you see problems then?
So like if you go down, like the problems are basically it actually.
Are these from the front end?
Yeah, exactly. Not on the backend side. Actually, we don't care about these as well. That's fine. We can ignore these. No worries.
I
So
thought you were going to say we don't care about the front end.
no, no. What is
the
for
front
them,
end is
you know?
important.
Yeah.
It's the most.
I was going to say, as
It's what
long as
people
it's
see, right?
working, you know.
It's what people see.
Yeah, as long as it's working.
So we used 34 credits, though,
Yeah,
Ali, to do that in 10
yeah,
minutes.
yeah.
So
But with Opus, with the
with
prop, like
Opus,
with the auto, for example, it would have been half probably, like
I think it would
16
have
to
been
17.
it would have been half. But the
Yeah,
question is whether it would have because the thing is the trade off is that maybe it wouldn't have been as effective. We don't know yet, right? We don't know. We don't know
yeah.
until we run it.
We also
So
don't know like exactly what auto is running. Maybe behind the scenes it would have thought it would make sense. Anyway, so right now let's check is backend running right now.
well, I was going to say, is there where would you expect the docs to kind of be? Would you expect it to create a doc to say how to run the front end and the back end together? Because I don't know if we've got the README there.
Yeah, I
Maybe
think it should be here, like in this file.
I think so. So maybe do you think we should ask it to create a README?
Yeah,
So create a README on how to how the project works and how to get it started. And as we've got everything already in the conversation and the context window, it should provide us a good at least a good first start.
Yeah. All right. In the meantime, it does that. We have another question. So are you guys using Spectre in the open right now? Like first define all the specs and then run that by? No, we just do wipe coding. We just think.
But there's a purpose though. We did it for a reason, right? So what I find is that before I do specs, I like to explore the domain. And so because I've never written a game, I've not done Fullstack before. Sally and me, we've been vibing this, and during the last 11 episodes, we have learned a lot about this domain, right? And so what that means is that when it comes to writing specs, our specs are going to be much tighter and much more focused. So we'll get much better output. Okay, so there is a relationship between vibe coding and spec driven, in my opinion. One is for making sure you understand the domain and can get much crisper requirements that you feed into your spec mode.
Also, like in one of the first episodes, there was one point that Ricardo was showing a book for us where like about how to build software and there
philosophy of software development.
Exactly. And there was one section about throwing away the first version. So
so it's actually interesting. The book came. Here it is. Here's the book. So here is the book. This actually there was a talk by an AWS community builder. I think is it James Eastham? He did it at the NDC last week or the week before, and it's the 5 primitives of software architecture. And I think which one is it? I can't remember which primitive encapsulation I think he talks about, and he actually references stuff in that book, right, about how loosely or tightly coupled your interfaces should be. Anyway, that book's got loads of really great sort of like insights from best practice of software development for the last sort of 30 to 40 years, and throwing away the first version of code you create is actually one of them. And I certainly, for me, Sally, that definitely rings true, right? Whenever and normally it's been through accident, right? Normally I've deleted something by mistake or I've lost something. I had to redo it. I thought, well, you know what? It's actually way better than the first version. So.
100%, because you have
we got.
Yeah.
Okay, let's click on test questions. Click on test question. So, there's no. Okay, that's interesting. So. Okay, so there was in the repo. You know what? I think the repo didn't copy the DB file across. So if you go into the game project folder, actually it would have recreated it now anyway. So we don't have any of the test questions.
That's fine. Like that's what I like. What I wanted to do was ask Kira to create 50 question each.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And like,
Well, so let's keep it simple for the
yeah,
because that might take a while, right? Let's ask it. Oh, because we want to basically
yeah,
map it into the front end, right? Okay, good
yeah.
point.
I mean, let's do like, I don't know how long would it take, but let's see. Let's see. I will say, you know what? Let's continue from here and say that I am running the backend now. Create 50 questions for JS, TS, and
Python.
50 questions for Python.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
So we should point it to the the API, right? So that basically knows how to format the questions. Yeah.
Okay.
So I would say just make sure that check the Swagger and /API docs.
Yeah. Yeah, docs. To make sure you use the correct data format.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I mean, this is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be interesting. I mean, yeah. Okay.
All right.
Let's see.
Why not? Why not? Right? Come on.
I mean,
I told you when you were building the backend, I said I'm not going to touch it. I will just get and see how it works. So it actually created tokens. So this is actually like how you would do your authorization layer. It created a token. So with this token, the next thing is it will create multiple layers of questions. And I'm not going to. All right. I'm not going to trust. I will see what it does. Okay, format confirmed. Now let me also test the import endpoint. All right. It first, like, I'm really curious if it's going to, for example, implement a bulk creation logic or something.
Let me create 100 questions. Oh, it doesn't want. It's ignoring your.
Yeah. No, I think it's like 50-50. It's like, you know what? Let's do 100.
Access denied.
We would need it.
Why
yeah.
is it saying that?
Because it's under TMP, probably it's that one.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
That's fine. I think it will find another.
So what? Whilst it's doing this, if you go into the GUI, right? If you go into the GUI of
the one from you built, right? Yes.
Yeah. So now let's see if they're there. Look, we got some questions.
Yeah, test import question. What keyword is used to declare a constant? I wonder what. Let me put this thing and well, it's fast because it's multiple choice.
Because it's multiple choice. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, the multiple choice questions are the easiest ones, right?
Yeah.
It seems to be stuck on this one bit though, right? It seems to be stuck on.
Should I intervene?
I don't know. Access denied.
Let me try it. Continue. You seem to be stuck.
So when you do that, okay, not stuck, just needing to confirm the format. Oh, look at that.
Oh my God. I
told you, Sally.
I've been schooled by this thing. Okay, so we have another question in the meantime. I really like that, by the way. Sohaib, I hope I pronounced your name right. Thanks for the questions. We really love it when there are like questions and interactions. And the question is, so what do you guys think? What is the scope of software development? And what is your experience with AI that you guys think they replace after some time? So basically, it's just like, what does software developers do? And if AI is going to replace us? So you go first, and I will go next.
So my personal journey, okay, what I saw over the last 30 years was that software developers were able to actually create, but they often created the wrong things, right? And what happened is we got better at doing that through either improvements in process methodologies, but also through things like domain-driven design, right? D3, right? Which effectively provides a common language between the business and developers, right? What I see AI coding assistants is the kind of the evolution of that, whereby we as developers are still in charge or still trying to figure out or involved in solving the problems for the business. But now we've almost like got the ability to create any software we want, right?
Yeah.
So it's now it's for me now where we're at is that the kind of the key skills we need, right, are communication, right, being able to communicate with our stakeholders, understanding how what the business wants and the application that we're working on works with other things, right? So there's system thinking, right? How one thing will affect other things, right? And then we know Werner talks about this as part of the Renaissance developer, right? Ownership, because even though you're using a tool, you are still on the hook for the output of this. So you can't blame something else. So if you are always responsible for the output of this, then you need to understand what you're doing, because ultimately it comes down to you. That's ownership. I can't remember what the other two were, but I think those are for me are the kind of the key pieces, right? I think we're still at the center of this. I think all that's changed is that, you know, we do less of one thing and more of another.
Yeah, I agree. Also, one thing to keep in mind is like, I always tell the same thing. I know it's scary. I know, like, if I was in the beginning of my career, or if I was making a change in my career, I would feel overwhelmed as well. And that is normal, because everyone that I talk to feels that way, including myself. Sometimes, like, we talk to each other and I'm like, I can't believe how fast things go sometimes. That being said, AI is a tool that is making us efficient and like actually removing the boundaries that we have. I'm not saying that we will be the best XYZ developers, but recently I've seen, I will quote one of the first developer person that I met, Hadi Hariri. He is leading the Kotlin, I think, developer advocacy or like overall developer experience team now in JetBrains. He said, like, the goal was never to have perfect software. The goal was to actually build software. So AI is, in my opinion, that's why it's not scary, because
like
it makes me build software in any way that I want. I have so many ideas, and some of them are games, and I'm not a game developer. But thanks to the AI, I can move forward.
Well,
I know it's not going to be perfect.
You're about to hopefully, you're about to complete your first game.
Yeah, exactly. And like, it makes you.
Lost you, Sally.
Yeah, it makes you actually move forward then faster than you think. So I think.
So it's worth.
Is it me or
can we open the JSON files then? Are they actually in the game engine directory? Because I think I saw it saying it's created it. There we go. Look, so we actually got. Now this is actually pretty cool, actually, because I'm pretty sure that we've got an import export function in the actual UI. So I'm wondering whether it created the questions in JSON format.
Yeah, that's what it did.
I did. Okay. So yeah. So it's using the import feature. Right.
Yeah. Look at this. It already imported 48 questions.
But that's great, because it means I can take these questions and I can put them in my version, right? So, and we can save it in the source code, and anyone can bring that up. So that's actually quite a smart choice, right? Exactly. Maybe not something I would have done, right? So I quite like that. Well done, Kiro, for doing that.
We would have probably be doing this. That's why we were thinking it would take longer, because like in the moment, like when you don't think how detailed can be or whatnot, you just say, you know what, like we can just do a for loop, you know, like the classic, the ON approach with the like worst time possible, and make it work. But actually, you don't have to. Like you can just follow along. And
when you did you ask just for multiple choice questions?
And I think it has multiple ways. Like I didn't ask it to create multiple choice. I just create general as well.
Yeah, okay. But there's no coding questions, is there?
I don't know. There's write a Python function that returns a factorial of a number.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so there are some. Okay, cool.
Now it cleans up the file.
No. Oh no! Oh well, it's a shame, isn't it?
Okay, but no worries. I think we can tell it.
We can always export from there.
Yeah, exactly.
So go back to the UI then. See if the questions are all in there now.
Yeah. So let me open up this fresh. Yeah.
Look at that. So we've done so we've done. So Sally, have you got your AWS all hooked up?
Yeah.
So try one of the general knowledge questions then. So rather than multiple choice, let's try what general knowledge.
Okay, let's do npm hint node package manager. I'm really curious. Like I would say like this. No, let's see first if it's working fine. Then I will do the show part of it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So I'm really curious.
Do something. Do new political
project module.
Yeah. Let's see if it. Look at that. now do your slight typo. So do now node project.
I will do it like this.
Package, yeah.
Like I would say it's not Gen Z anymore. It's more still millennial.
I reckon it's going to say yes, it's correct. I reckon it's
95. Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
It's abbreviated form.
Yeah.
This makes me happy. This makes me because we know that this is great. Now let's try a coding question.
All right. So let's try a simple one.
Yeah, a simple one. Further up, some further. Okay. So.
Okay. These are not easy questions. Like string is a pun. Like these are like from lead code.
We can get curated to do it to solve it for us. So I'm imagining that the Python ones are going to be the same, right? The Python codes will be.
But they're like still like write a function, like write a Python function that checks if a string is balanced. Like I really love this kind of stuff, by the way. I love these kind of questions, like this lead code style questions, but I wasn't expecting this to be.
Yes, is that not that?
Yeah, let's ask AI.
Yeah. Also, make sure that you say that you want the format in the result equals.
Okay. But can't we just do this?
You can do, yeah, you can. You totally can do that, and then result equals, then calling the function.
Yeah, and what was the function? Like is balanced. Do we do it like this?
That's it. Yep.
Submit. One or more thing. What? Let's do write it in result equals format. All right. No.
That's not.
No.
So okay. So what I would say is that do the question again. Do up arrow twice.
All right.
In there, and then put at the end, right?
Yeah.
I want the answer in result equals.
Result. Equals, yes.
That's it. Yeah, exactly. That's it, exactly.
Yeah. We will come back to your questions later, by the way.
It still didn't work. It still didn't do it.
But let me create it in the new chat. Maybe it thinks it did the right thing. See?
Okay, that's it. That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's exactly how we want it.
Yeah. So let's submit. Let me refresh. Oh no. That's where was it? Write a function return. What was the question? Write a function that checks if a string. Checks if a string is. Yeah, submit.
No.
It is fast.
Okay, interesting. Okay, let's add a question, right? Let's just to make sure the evaluation engine is working. Okay.
Yeah.
So go to questions and let's add a question.
Yeah.
New question, coding, easy, and that's right. Let's copy the one from the. Actually, let's have a look. I'm just going to quickly look on my one. What it should be.
Yeah.
Result engine. Questions. Okay. Coding. General coding. So what we want. The correct answer. Don't worry about the question. Just put just garbage for that. S1 minus S2.
All right.
Okay. Let's have a look. So yeah, and then actually, okay, this is I'm gonna put this in the Slacks for you. So basically, so simple input.
Yeah.
Let's have a look in Slack. Let's have a look.
Yeah.
So this is simple. I tell you what, I know what I'm going to do, Sally. I'm going to export the question. Actually, I can't export one question, unfortunately, so I can't do that. So basically, so the simple. This is the first one is the simple input. Simple input hint.
Yeah.
And the second one is the sample output hint.
But okay, you're sending me. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, I'm sending it in Slack, and then the second one is the hidden input.
Sample input. Sample output. Hidden input. Hidden output. All right. Save.
Okay, let's make sure that.
Yeah.
Okay,
I didn't. So test question to the end. Yes.
So result equals S-1. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Oh,
what? Okay. So the evaluation engine is not working. So this is interesting. So why is the actually? Can you go to that question again? I just want to make sure that the result equals S1 minus. If you actually go to the question definition, so go to questions and edit the question.
Yeah.
So sample input result.
Should I do this instead?
No. It should just be
S1 minus S2.
That's correct. So interesting how it's not working on yours. Okay, let's try something. Okay. Maybe we haven't built the container images. So what we should go is open up a terminal. That's it. Yeah, and go to the game engine. I think it's called source services. S services, and then in there I think it's directly called sandbox.
Yeah.
Okay, now in here we should just run the build images and see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what's happened. That's why. So effectively, you haven't got the container running. So this is why it's not working.
Why did it work though?
So we need to have like something in the app that checks to see if the containers are running, just so that we can flag that there's a problem, that the evaluation is not going to work. So try running the build image again if once you started your Docker.
Yeah, it's says I hate this. It says your username already exists. I know, it's mine.
Are you actually using Docker Desktop? Are you on your machine?
Yeah, I'm using the Docker Desktop. Sign in enforced by. Oh my god! I see the problem.
What's the problem?
The problem is we are kindly asked to
not use it anymore.
Not use it, but like normally you don't have to log in, but
so you're gonna log in using your Docker credentials.
Yeah. It says, oh my goodness, this is so silly.
You see, this is why Finch is so awesome, right? And actually not just Finch, right? Rancher, Podman, Colima. I mean, actually on my new Mac, I've just installed Colima, and I've got to say it's very nice because it's just one command and it just works. So I think there's a great community. Actually, I think also Colima was the project of the community came out of Germany. Where you're based, Sally.
Really? Yeah. Let me check. Yeah. In the meantime, maybe we can answer the questions.
Yes.
Because I'm just trying to find my password. Forget your password. Yeah, I forgot my password.
So I'm not working technician. I'm currently. So this one question here. So basically, I'm not working in the tech industry yet. I'm currently just learning Stack. So because of AI, it's just so confusing because what we are learning is already done by AI. Well, the code is being done by AI for sure, but code is only one part of building a piece of software, right? I always say that AI is brilliant at writing code, but it's rubbish at building software.
Yeah.
So I think what is it actually to build a piece of software? It's not just writing code. You have to understand how the code solves a problem. You have to understand how to make the code work for the functional and non-functional requirements you've got. And I think the non-functional requirements are now going to be super important, right? Because now we're going to be focusing on not just does the code run, but does the code run at scale? Does it run in certain situations, all that kind of stuff? So I think hopefully that answers that question. How are you getting on, Sally? How's your Docker?
This is just a pain for me right now. Oh my God.
But we're getting close. And actually, you know what, Sally? We are coming up to the hour, right? So we've got 5 minutes. And maybe we use this. If you think it's going to take longer than 5 minutes, then maybe what we do is we wrap up for today and we carry on Friday.
Yeah, let's do it that way because right now it's really annoying me. And
so folks, right? So a bit of a short. We're coming up to an hour, so not quite an hour today. But what we've managed to do is we managed to take the code that I was been working on the last 3 episodes, upload it to a Git repo. Sally's cloned that repo, and just through the power of Swagger, right, has actually magically connected it to the application. And now we're just basically testing it, integration testing it, and we've come to the first hurdle, right, which is the sandbox evaluation. Which I'm glad, I'm glad we tested this because I thought it might be a challenge, but that's for. So we'll be back not on Thursday this week. We're back on Friday, same time. And by that time, Sally, I hope we've got your containers up and running.
It should be done. It should be done. But in the meantime, by the way, on YouTube channel, I will be sharing videos every 2 days as well. Like I cut off the videos so you can consume them like in 10-15 minutes pieces. 4 of them are already out, and you can check those out as well. Especially if you just started off, you can see how we have started off and how we have ended up here. And for more questions and everything, please feel free. It's better if you are involved with this. So
100%.
Yeah.
100%. All right, folks. See you on Friday.
Well, take care. Bye-bye.